it's interesting because when students learn how to use their breath with intention, you can literally see a shift happening. Their shoulders relax, the breath slows down, and I've seen just a sense of calm wash over them.
Hello, and welcome to Disruptors at Work, an integrated care podcast. Today, we're exploring how breath work and lifestyle practices are helping students regulate the endocannabinoid system and access healthier tools for stress relief.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Lois Goudeau, a licensed clinical professional counselor, and I'm your special host today for this episode. And I'm really looking forward to having this enlightening conversation with my guest, Tamara Pryor. And so thank you so much, Tamara, for coming. And I just want to give you a little bit of background on her credentials. So Tamara, she's a registered nurse. She holds a master's in nursing education. She has a professional educator license in school nursing. She's a certified yoga instructor, a holistic school nurse, a breathwork facilitator. Now, I might mess this word up a little bit, but I'm going to try. An endocannabinoid, I'm just going to say ECS as the acronym, nurse educator. She's a health coach. And last, an SEL, social emotional learning facilitator in training. So those are her credentials. Now the bio is Tamara has over 26 years of nursing experience, including more than 19 years in high school health services. She helps students strengthen their focus, emotional balance, and resilience through breath work, lifestyle medicine, and social emotional learning. Her approach integrates evidence-based strategies that support the nervous system regulation and overall well-being in school environments. Tamara's work beautifully bridges traditional health education with whole person wellness, creating supportive spaces where students can thrive academically, physically, and emotionally. Now, that's quite an impressive background. So, Tamara, let's start by talking about the ECS, what it is, and how you become involved with it in the field of integrated healthcare.
Right. So I'll start with what the ECS is.
Okay.
It's it's the endocannabinoid system, and it is our system that controls all of the other systems, and it's a messaging system.
Uh-huh.
It communicates with the other systems. It's composed of several components. And so when something's going on in the body, let's say inflammation, its job is to restore balance back to the body. So it sends out messengers, endocannabinoids, and those messengers they attach to receptors on special cells, so endocannabinoid receptors. And it gives a message, it sends a message. Turn this on, turn this off, turn this up, turn this down to restore balance into the body. And once the endocannabinoids are finished, once their job is done, they are broken down by ECS enzymes.
Okay, very informative. So tell me a little bit more about like how you get involved in this, a little bit about your journey and how integrating this breath work and this ECS system into your work and how you blend those practices with other areas of healthcare.
So I am a breast cancer survivor and thriver.
Good.
When I went through my healing journey, I discovered the power of breath work and the endocannabinoid system.
Mm-hmm.
And I took a deeper dive into lifestyle medicine during that time. That's also when my mindset shifted, and I realized how much I enjoyed educating students. Um, I enjoy educating students and parents on how to use lifestyle medicine to manage chronic medical conditions and regulate the emotions behind them.
Okay. And I understand also about being an educator. I was an educator for 12 years. And so that's like a calling to educate. So I'm really glad to hear that, as well as being a nurse, that you also want to educate. So that's really interesting how you talk about how you got into this journey by first looking at what you could do to help yourself and now what you can do to help the students. So let's talk a little bit more about the students that you work with and about the techniques and what kind of challenges or breakthroughs have you seen in using this breath work?
Okay. So it's interesting because when students learn how to use their breath with intention,
Okay.
you can literally see a shift happening. Their
Well,
shoulders relax, the breath slows down, and I've seen just a sense of calm wash over them. It helps the nervous system relax. It helps it calm down. It eases anxiety and it improves emotional regulation, which really makes a difference in how they show up in school and beyond. When I've asked students to honestly rate, because I want them to honestly rate how they're feeling. I don't want them to tell me what they think I want to hear. So I ask them to honestly rate their feeling, their emotion on a scale of 0 to 10. 10 being the highest level of unease before and after our sessions. And I've had students start at an 8 to 9, and at the end of the session, they rate their unease at a 2 to 3. I've had clients outside of school who were challenged with insomnia and anxiety. Breathwork has helped them regain restful, restorative sleep and enable them to sleep through the night. I've had them share that they now have a natural tool that helps them to calm their nervous system.
Okay. And I do like that because that's one of the things as a therapist, we want to give our clients tools that they can use outside of us because we can't always be there with them and for them. So giving them those tools. And I also like how you touched on the emotional side of health. And sometimes you don't see that in nursing. Well, I didn't see it in nursing where the nurses really focus on the body, but you're focusing on not just the body, but that emotional part also. And so you were talking about how the students are using it. So can you talk a little bit more how they're using it and managing it in school?
Okay. So when we have a session, I also I send them an audio of my beautiful voice.
Nice
So
voice.
that because I want them to have something that they can take with them. I want them to have something that they can use when they're not with me, because a daily practice is the best practice. And so if they're just, I typically meet with them every 2 weeks. And if they're only having an opportunity to practice when they're with me,
Uh-huh.
or access to the practice when they're with me, then that's not going to be very helpful. So I create an audio and I email it to them, and I encourage them to practice outside of school. I encourage them to find space in their day, um, in the morning before they come to school, in the evening when, before they go to bed.
Uh-huh.
And that will help them to begin to have a daily practice so that they can feel they can begin to see how it helps them by doing it on a regular basis.
Okay. It you sound like, you know how they have those calming apps that you can buy? Sounds like you can probably market this, You have your voice, you can market it so the kids can kind of hear it and kind of know what to do, what direction. So I know one of the things that when I was reading your bio, I talked about you being a holistic nurse. And like I said earlier, that's something I haven't seen in a lot of the nurses when I was at the school. So can you talk a little bit about you being a holistic nurse and how does that fit into, I guess, you being a nurse at the high school?
Sure. So I've been practicing as a holistic nurse for many years now. I was actually practicing before I went into the schools,
Really?
and I carried that over into the school system. I really believe in caring for treating the whole person,
Mm-hmm.
because I like to get to the root of the problem. So whatever is going on with the student or the client, there's an emotional piece to it. And we have to get up under there and find out, like, what's the emotion behind it.
Mhm.
So it's been actually pretty easy for me, I should say, really, to carry it over into the school system because I was already practicing in that way before I went into the school. And so I don't just focus on when they come in. Usually, the students that I see, it's either stomach ache, headache, runny nose, and so I don't. I want to know why there's a stomach ache, right?
Right.
Why is there a headache? Because we're not Pepto Bismol deficient. We're not Tylenol deficient.
Mhm.
There's always a reason why we have this headache or this stomach ache. So I ask them questions, trying to find out the why behind it,
Mhm.
and then and maybe they haven't had enough sleep. So then we talk about sleep. Maybe they haven't had something to eat, or maybe it wasn't adequate nutrition. So then we talk about that and their access.
Yeah.
So that's treating the whole person. That's holistic care,
Wow.
and that's how I practice,
I
and it's how I've been practicing for the past 25 years.
love it. I love it. And see, this is the reason why I even decided to go back to school for my doctorate at Cummings Graduate, because that's one of the things they talk about is the integrated care, looking at more than just one area, because people are more than just one dimensional, you know. And so I love that you're talking about integrated care. You're calling it holistic, but it's the same thing, looking at more than just one facet of a person. So I really do love that. And I think that your students are really benefiting from that. And so thank you for sharing that. And so it's really inspiring to really hear how the practice that you're doing is making a difference in the emotional health of the students' lives. So before we move on, is there one piece of advice or a simple practice that you recommend for someone who's just starting out trying to explore the breath work or the ECS system in their own wellness journey?
Yes. Education. Be
Mm.
open to educating yourself. Society and healthcare just hasn't caught up to the science yet, even though the ECS has was discovered a little more than like 30 years ago. The science just hasn't caught up yet. We haven't caught up to the science yet, rather.
Uh-huh.
And the remarkable, thing is when we combine breath work with education about the ECS, we're giving the student practical tools. We're teaching them how to manage stress in healthy ways. Then they start to understand that things like breath work, movement, nutrition, adequate sleep, spending time in nature, these things help their bodies find balance and to stay regulated. And when children actually understand how their body is designed to regulate itself and heal, they begin to feel empowered.
Uh-huh.
And the thing is, with the ECS, you don't need, and with breath work, you don't need to become an expert. You
Okay.
just learn the basics. What is it? Why do I need to support the ECS? How can I support the ECS? And the same with breath work. What is it? How can it help me? How do I do it? And start with a simple breathwork practice. I always recommend beginning with what's called diaphragmatic breathing, which is also known as deep belly breathing,
Uh-huh.
and then space. Create space in your day to practice daily. Just 3 minutes a day can really make a difference.
Uh-huh. Mhm. This reminds me of, as a clinical professional counselor, we teach our clients to learn how to breathe when they're being stressed. And so it kind of reminds me because I know that how important it is to regulate your breathing. And what I really like about this is some of the students, they're probably not going to go to counseling because we're still trying to combat that stigma about how counseling means something negative. So by you doing this in the school, you're actually teaching them how to regulate the stress, and I can even see this for PTSD or even other
Yes.
issues that the student is having. So this breath work is just really important, and I'm hoping that a lot of people catch on to this, like administrators, and see the importance of this, and maybe through even having this podcast as a nurse, more nurses will be able to do this. So again, I'm just really excited about this because as a past educator, I can see how this would have really helped my students. And so let's kind of shift gears a little bit and let's talk about how you bring holistic wellness into the school setting and how you balance traditional nursing responsibilities, because you're still a nurse, with focusing on mindfulness, the breath work, and the emotional learning.
You know what? As I said before, it's been really easy integrating breath work. It's been fairly easy integrating breath work because the kids are willing and ready to explore new options for themselves to help themselves. I've always, like I said, I've always practiced as a holistic nurse in my office when I became a school nurse. So I always find a little bit of time to have a conversation around it when students come to me, when they come to my office. And sometimes, I've even said to some of the students, you weren't expecting this when you came in here, were you? You just thought you were going to just get a little phone call home and go home. And they just, they smile and laugh, but they're engaged, they're interested because they really do. They're willing to learn, and they really do want to know what else is it that they can do to help themselves. And sometimes these opportunities just organically present themselves. However, if I find that there is a need when I'm attending student meetings, I recommend it to the student, the parent, and other team members that the student and I meet for several sessions over or other ways that students end up coming my way is that they're referred by staff.
Okay, because that was going to be my next question. How do you recognize the students that could really benefit from this? Because you can't do the whole school.
Can't do the whole school.
Breathwork with the whole school. And so that's how you recognize them. So other staff are understanding that this is something that's needful for the student.
Yeah. Okay. And you just mentioned I can't do the whole school, but something that I have done is I have taken the deep belly breathing audio that I created and I've posted it around the school. So my hope is to hit, give access to as many students as possible. And then I emailed it to other school nurses in the district to give their students access. So I'm trying to help as many as I can because you're right. I can't meet with the whole school.
Right. And so has it been receptive? The other nurses in the district, have they been receptive to it?
They have.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
they have.
Okay. So yeah, this is such a powerful and insightful conversation. So, and I really do appreciate you sharing your knowledge and your passion for holistic care and the breath work because it's very inspiring and it's helping students. And I can even see this helping the professionals also in the school because even though, we're talking about students, but I'm pretty sure professionals have underlying issues too because you go through things daily and you're living life like the young people say, life is lifing. And so this is something that even the professionals can also use. So for those listening, I hope you're walking away with a few tools and a fresh perspective on the mind, body, breath work, and how that all works together to support the well-being. And so, Tamara, before we wrap it up, can you share how listeners can connect with you and learn more about your work?
Sure. The easiest, probably the most convenient way to reach me is through my email at nurse, NURSE, Pryor, PRYOR, and then the number 6 at gmail.com. Then you can also find me on Facebook. It's my first name, TAMARA, and then my last name, Pryor, PRYOR, and then RN. And then on Instagram, the holistic spelled with a W, so WHOLISTIC, wellness, RN.
Okay.
So if it's okay, I just want to touch on really quickly what you said about the staff. Absolutely. That is true. That is so true because if staff is unregulated, we can't show up as our best selves. So it really is for our staff as well. And if we have time, if we have just a moment, if you would like, only if you would like, I can take you through a brief breath work.
Okay. Yeah, I would like that. Ooh, I get some free sex with this. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to take you through the diaphragmatic breathing or deep belly breathing
Okay.
practice because it promotes relaxation. It teaches us how to use our diaphragm with awareness. It can be helpful for chest breathers. Using
Wait.
more chest breathing, a lot of chest breathers are in chronic fight or flight. So that means their stress hormone level is up. And it teaches us how to breathe correctly. It requires less effort to breathe correctly. And it offers us the opportunity to just use our energy efficiently. And it helps us to reduce stress and anxiety and it improves our overall health. So to get started, find a comfortable seat.
Well, that's the seat I'm in.
All right, it's in your chair. And if you just feel so inclined, you can even sit on the floor if you prefer. It's the option. It's another option. Sitting up nice and tall, the
Okay.
soles of the feet rounding into the earth. Relax your shoulders, your jaw, and your tongue. If you feel safe, I invite you to gently close your eyes or soften your gaze
Mhm.
and bring your awareness to your breath. Don't change anything about your breath, just observe it. Take a moment to notice your natural breath. Notice where you feel it most: your chest, your belly, your nostrils. Is it cool? Is it warm? Simply observe. And take a slow, deep inhale through your nose. Feel your belly expand. Exhale slowly through your mouth. Allow your body to soften, letting it all go. And place one hand on your upper chest, one hand on your belly, and continue breathing into your belly on the inhale and feeling the belly soften on the exhale. And for the remainder of the practice, you will inhale and exhale through the nose only. And send your awareness to your belly, taking slow, deep belly breaths, inhales and exhales, feeling the expansion and the contraction in this area. Try to keep your chest still. You should not be really moving at all. The movement that you feel should be in your belly. I will continue to guide you through the practice. And as I cue you, you will inhale to a count of 4 and exhale to a count of 4. And here's the tempo. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return to your normal relaxed breath. Relax your hands and slowly open your eyes. Just take a moment to notice how you're feeling. How do you feel?
Relax. Relax. This is sort of like one that we do with the clients also. We don't just keep our hand on the belly. We do like progressive muscle relaxation. We go up from the feet all the way down. But I do like how it's just concentrating on the belly. So thank you so much. So the students do that, and what do they say afterwards, especially after the first time they do it?
They say, I feel calm.
Good, good,
I
good.
feel good.
Okay, good. So thank you, Tamara, for joining us today. And this is incredible work that you're doing. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. And until next time, I want you to continue to be disruptors in the healthcare field and finding new ways to see wellness in a new light.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and share. Let's keep disrupting healthcare together. Until next time.